Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. This is Saturday night. You are in the Star Room. This is G, and you are watching Allastrology. It is January 17th, and we look at charts. So I just want to give everybody a little bit of a heads up. I have been in tech hell for a few weeks now, but it really went full throttle starting last night, and today it's been insane. So just bear with me. A lot of things have shut down and different equipment and different setups, so things may look different, sound different. I've been using different software. Things are kind of chaotic. So just kind of have some patience, bear with me. I have a few folks who've already sent emails, sent channel gifts, so we're going to get to them. And anybody else who's interested, there's in the details below, Venmo, Cash App. Yeah. If you want to get your reading, you send a channel gift and I gift it right back to you. So whatever you gift the channel, that's how I decide how much time to spend on a person's chart. That's how it works here. So sometimes I have a person moderating and paying attention to the chat, and I'm going to be honest. It's a little scattered tonight. So, so I'm going to be putting a main focus, of course, on those that send the gifts because it has to be first. So let me find the chat and let me get my bearings about me. Before I do that, though, I did do my, me and my sacred stuff, but I still have to do my cedar. So let me do that first because that's kind of how I roll. And then let me do a sound check. Can you guys hear me? Because I've had the craziest damn day. Software I've used before doesn't even recognize me. It's telling me, "Oh no, you're." Anyway, just a really, really insane day. Missed just had to reschedule readings. Just not a good. Yeah, I see you, Frank. How you doing? Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, look at Frank bebopping between two different live streams. That's awesome. Teamwork. How are you? Teamwork. Great to see you. Can someone just let me know real quick if you can hear me? There's Donna. Awesome. I see you. Healing readings. Got your email. Frank got your email. Very good. You guys are both in line. Excellent. And for anybody who hasn't sent Cash App or Venmo, I realize not everybody's in that situation that they can send stuff. So I I can give you a quick reading. That's what I call speed reading. Yep, that's how we do that. Okay. We try to get to everybody in the chat. And I'm doing my cedar right now. Just give me a second. This is kind of, with the kind of day it's been. And this is, like the third time I've done it today. And then, of course, everything with my mother today, too. Oh, my God. Anyway. I don't want to get into it. It started last night, her health and just some other issues. And, she just has a lot of needs. A whole lot of needs. And so, when it rains, it pours. Yeah. So I'm going to check and someone tell me if they can hear me just so I can make sure shit's working. I really don't know. Did anybody? Let me scroll. I hear you. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Frank. Yours popped right up. Thank God. By the way, Frank, I listened to that song and I like it. I like it. I thought, man, I want to play that tonight. If we have time at the end or somewhere, I will do that if that's okay with you. Okay. Yes, everybody needs a little bit of this, right? Absolutely. Yeah, it just, it helps me. Plainly put. Hold on, I got flames and shit. Okay. Oh my God, my candle just went out. Okay, it'll be okay. I'm not going to have a mental meltdown. All right, so hello. Let me get to work. I don't have my notebook in here or anything, which usually helps me to keep track of who's next. So if there's anybody who's a kind soul who wants to do that kind of stuff. That'd be great. Frank, let me get your stuff up here. I even have you part of your stuff, your question on the screen, which is excellent. Let me get your chart. And okay, just so everybody understands, right? I have a file, an entire file with a lot of you already in the file. So if tonight, if I ask you for your birth digits again, don't be surprised, okay? Because some folks, we're in the process of transferring data, and well, that process has only just begun. So there's a lot of digits in one system and not in the new one. So just kind of, like I said earlier, be patient. So let me get to business here. Let's get Frank up here, or E. Franks, and let's see what we can see. I got to go to the E's because it's under E. Okay, hold on a second. Do I not have you in this new system, Frank? I know I do. I just did it the other day, I thought. Okay. All right, I got you. Here it is. Wow. Okay, let's get to reading. Let's get to looking at what's what here. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's try to get this. Oh, that doesn't say Frank's name, does that? Oh, I see. It's a different chart too underneath it. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. A reminder of things that didn't work today. I always thought the chart was bigger. I just don't know why I can't get that to go bigger for you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, well, we're just going to have to make do with it. Okay, Frank, so you're up. You're number one, I believe. And so your question, let me go to the chat real quick just to double check on this here phone that I did see, Frank. By the way, yeah, thumbs up helped me a whole lot, helped the live stream a whole lot. I'm just here every Saturday night. Well, almost every Saturday because I've switched things up a little bit. There's an astrology class, there's private lives, and then there's when I'm not doing that, I'm here on Saturdays, okay, with you guys. All the different things are same time every Saturday, 8:00, 8 to 10 p.m. roughly. So if you don't like what we do here, you need a little bit more privacy. You could January 31st, the end of this month, is a private lives. Send me an email if you want to get in on that. It is very limited seating available. Oh, Christy, I see you. Hello, thank you. It's working. Okay, she's sewing. Yes, that's great. I'm glad to hear you're sewing. You're feeling better. Okay, so Frank, then teamwork, then healing readings, then Donna Marie. Excellent. Okay, so then Karmic Karen. Hello, Karmic Karen. For those who haven't been here before, I got to have your birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. Let's see who else we got here. That's all right. Princess AK is after Karmic Karen. All right, guys. So pay attention to your number, to where you are in the order in that chat, because that's exactly how this works in the order in which you guys showed up in the queue. So Frank's asking about the new moon. That's tomorrow. Actually, the new moon. Yeah, new moon's at 28 degrees in Capricorn. Yep, 28 degrees. And I don't know if you guys. Oh, good. You can. Okay. I just had to double check. I'm at the point where I'm kind of like, does this stuff even work? So yeah, tomorrow the sun and the moon will be sitting here at 28 degrees, and Frank's got a 29 degrees ascendant. So Frank's curious, like, what the heck can he expect? Frank, did you want to grab the link, or do you want me to just kind of go through this? This would be good, actually, if I just kind of go through it, but because I just don't know with my tech issues if anything's going to work. But I'm going to drop the link in case you want it, and this would be specifically for Frank. If you're not Frank and you jump into the green room and you weren't in line and it wasn't your turn, you'll just sit there because I won't you won't be on unless it's your turn. So, hey, Halfers, I see you. How you doing? Antonio, how are you? I saw your name earlier, and I thought, who the heck is this Antonio person? How the heck are you? All right. So tomorrow's new moon is at 28 degrees. And as you look in Frank's chart, Frank's thinking, wow, we're going to have Mercury and Mars, the sun, the moon, all right there. So Frank wants to know what can he expect. And look, as soon as I said that, Antonio entered the studio. Antonio, you are not next. I just said hello to be polite. You're not next. You're behind a whole lot of people, dude. Well, you can go to sleep there if you want. So, all right, let me get to this chart. So, which means I'm not looking at the chat or the screen. So keep that in mind for people who sometimes. Well, let me check that one more time in case Frank decides to grab the chat, which, yeah, okay. So here we go. All right, so Frank, here's your ascendant. Right now, that means that the Mercury, the Mars, and the Sun are all sitting in your 12th house, right? So as the planets went across through your 12th house, you had mentioned they already passed over your Sun, and even though it w- it was okay, right? It wasn't extreme, but it was alive, right? The subconscious comes alive in the 12th house when we got planets traveling through it. And it's also the home of the hidden, the 12th house, right? Because it's the subconscious, it's the placement of the dreams behind closed doors, backdoor meetings. It's the unseen. That's the 12th house energy. So you're right. As the planets come across your ascendant, this is now going to be seen and felt. It's going to be your first house energy, your physical body, even, right? So when the sun is near your ascendant, right, like it is right now, the sun is the energy, it's the battery, you're plugged in. And the ascendant being plugged in means you have more energy. And you may even express and stand out in a different sort of a kind of way as far as your appearance. Usually we think sun, creativity, colorful, something that's vibrant, something that might even be a little flashy because we're standing out. So that's the sun energy, and it'll be mixed with Mars and Mercury. That is right. So now let me move this up to um let me move. I'm just thinking about the end of your comment on your question, which was about the opposition to Pluto. I'm sorry, the opposition to Jupiter. Jupiter's at 19. All this is already past that. And maybe I'll need to reread it again to make sure that I got everything covered. But here we go. There you see. There you see the sun at 28. And by this time, the moon has already passed to 2 degrees just because I went 24 hours ahead. What does it mean? It's a new beginning. It's a new beginning. And yes, it will include your appearance, your ascendant, which could include your location. Location in terms of work, location in terms of living, right? How you show up in the world, how the world sees you, how, your clothing, your head, your hair, like hats, think head when we think first house energy. And I, of course, think work connections to that for you, especially because it's a Capricorn thing, something I'm working at. Now, more energy for sure, because not only will the sun enter your first house, but so will Mars. Mars is the physical body, it gives more energy. Mars is exalted in Cappy. Now, that's going to be very quick, right? Because it's not going to take too long. So if I move this up, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to skip over the new moon for you, but basically a new beginning with your appearance. Even though it's at 28 degrees, it's conjunct your physical body, 29 degrees, the ascendant. So it's both for you. It may be a little bit of some subconscious stuff about what you've been working towards, your duties, your responsibilities, building the long term financial security, because that's Cappy energy, very serious energy. And it almost wants to, what was the word? I kept hearing it. Building like a legacy for you is I guess what I'm hearing. Building like a legacy. That's important to you because it's that 12th house energy sound, theater, music. There's something that speaks to your soul with a sun in the 11th house, where it's not just about the material and the financial gains. And that's the reality. But that can also make it tricky, right? When we have a lot of water and intuitive sort of energy, a lot of spiritual stuff. And of course, your Neptune in the 10th really, really colors that because this Neptune rules the 12th. And so career and it's water, and being very creative with it. So this is that unity, that oneness, that understanding, but working towards the goals. And some say even that midheaven is that kind of soul energy. Time will tell, right? But in this instance, if it is, then having Neptune there, these would be people who could likely, in the past, another lifetime, alternative lifetime, however you want to look at it, may think of themselves as, well, yeah, maybe underneath we're all monks, or we're people of the cloth in some way. We have some sort of a deep-seated spiritual side to us with the Neptune energy, okay? And we almost feel like we have to be the authority figure in that. And so that's important because that flavors that whole 12th house. That flavors it. And there's history because of the Scorpio/Pluto energy where the Neptune sits. So I think for you, it's a new beginning for sure. And it's connecting to not just the serious material, tangible stuff, but also maybe incorporating a little bit of the thinking, the head, the first house, and whether it's business partnerships, but obviously love relationships, because then that speaks to the opposition. That speaks to Cancer energy at the opposite side, your seventh house in relationships. So you don't have any, you've got the ascendant or the descendant at 29. You don't have any other planets, at least for right now in this chart. You may have in your asteroid chart that I believe I sent you already. But this chart that I have drawn up here doesn't show much else there. Okay. As far as moving forward into the future for you a little bit, things are going to change fast because even now as we speak, Venus is, well, actually, if I back it up a little bit, Venus today, right now, is already 0 degrees in Aries, which has definitely added to my tech stuff. Big time. It's squaring Taurus, it's squaring Scorpio, it's squaring quite a few things for me in my chart. And it's really, it's sudden, it's disruptions. It's disruptive. You don't have anything in Aquarius, not until the 16 degrees, but it will still be um, quite energetic and energizing for you. Electrified, literally. Doesn't mean you're being electrocuted, but we can get frazzled easily. I know today I was totally frazzled. Like I had a reading, scheduled and all set to go. And then it really, like I said, started last night, but it was just everything just all at once went. And it was like, what the hell? Used to things just kind of. Anyway, so it can be challenging, and for you, I don't see anything between 0 and 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 degrees even of Taurus or Scorpio, but you do have something at 5 degrees of Scorpio. So as the planets move, as this Venus moves, she's gonna start to square your Chiraklo. Chiraklo's in your ninth house of your beliefs about my future. This is history. This is the past. This is healing. This is being a healer because it's the healer energy and Chiriclo, a witness of watching another go through pain and suffering. Change and transformation, ninth house. This is the house of like when, some folks literally can get downloads, these divine kind of downloads that come through. And Chiriclo really, yeah, the wife of Chiron, the wife of the wounded healer. And her job was literally to just be present while another is going through like the pain and suffering, like a person's mere presence. My mere presence can help with their healing. And in being in the ninth house, I think that's a pretty big deal because that would then expand upon that. That's where the expansion definitely comes. Now, Venus squaring that, um, For me, it was a little wackadoodle. It was a little chaotic, and so you might expect that because it's a square. It's a stress and tension when we say square, and the Venus is not like your great benefic. Your great benefic would be Jupiter. So I wouldn't expect this Venus to all of a sudden make everything okay, but it's just a Venus square, so I'm not overly concerned. Not unless, yeah, you don't have anything in Aquarius at that degree, at the low degree. So it's really, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. What happens though is when we get to the 3 degrees and then the sun enters, the sun will be in your first house of electrifying your body, which means you will feel amped up. What happens with this though, especially for people who already may have sensitivities, nerve conditions, fibromyalgia, just different things like that, PTSD, anybody who has those underlying things, this energy, Aquarian energy, the nervous system in the body, like it can kind of amp things up that we weren't aware of before, or that we were aware of, but oh, now that's back. You might experience that because this is your first house. Now, if you've never had that sort of stuff, don't worry about it too much. But Aquarius is ankles. Okay, so just be cautious because as the day goes on and Mars moves into your first house, which will be January 24th. It's going to take Mars that long. As Mars moves there, then that's going to change things a bit. You're going to have Mars in Aquarius, and that energy alone can make us extremely impulsive, and we act as though we are a lightning bolt. We're moving fast. And usually that's what happens. By moving too fast, we become accident prone, especially if we're using knives or tools. Things happen and we can get injured. It's because we're moving too fast. So just keep that in mind because this is in your first house. So you want to keep your head safe, right? First house. You want to keep your ankles because we're talking Aquarius. Let me see if you have anything. Let me see if you have anything low degrees here. You can't get in the room to talk to me. That's not good. I think more than one person can sit in that back room like that. Let me give you the link. And let me see if you can get that link and grab that. All right, Frank, did you see that link? I'm sorry. I just started reading the chart. Maybe Frank's saying I can't get in, as in right now is not a good time for me. I can't get in. Yeah, there's the link. I did just drop it, but maybe you can't. Oh, hey. Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. I see you saying hi to people. Oh, Frank is clicking the link. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, well, let's see what we can do, Frank. That way I can kind of be a little bit more. Let's see if Frank is on here. All right, Frank, I'm waiting on you. It says my camera. Oh my God, my phone is not allowing me to read the comments. I'm about to throw something out the window. And it's not one of the cats. There's not even a cat in the room. Okay, it says my camera and mic are being blocked by the browser. Yeah, I can't control your browser. That would have to be something on your end. So don't worry about it then. We'll just keep going. Let me get refreshed by your, when I say refresh, let me go over your email real quick. All these transits happening opposite Jupiter retrograding Cancer. Remember, it has to match by the degrees. Okay, so I told you where Jupiter is, right at the 19. So you're right. Those other planets, the retrograde would have, the opposition would have been in Cappy. They're all well beyond 19 degrees now. You follow? So that's not a concern, I don't think, according to what I'm reading here is about your concern. But the new moon conjunct Uranus and a new beginning for you. Absolutely. So you're going to be feeling some of that Aquarius energy, and you're going to have some sort of a new beginning that has to do with your appearance and your physical body. 28 degrees, I will add, well, I'm sorry, 29 degrees is typically more of a, it's that ultimate testing degree than the 303 course, right? Or the doctorate type of course where we're truly being tested on a high level. And so for you showing up in the world and your appearance and making appearances, yeah, professional and thinking long term is Capricorn stuff. But again, it has to do with that midheaven and that Neptune you got there. So it says that's stuff you're going to keep working at too. So energetically intense, but not unpleasant so far. I'm hoping you can give me some insight. Like I can expect over the next, okay, transits like love, money, anything. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so let me move it on then a little bit further. We're going to be working with your air, and because that's a whole lot of where all the planets are at. They're going to be very shortly, like I said, the 24th is when Mars enters your first house. So you may feel this big boost of energy, and you might amp up. I don't know, having a good time and fun because this will all try in your fifth house of talking and communication. You've got Gemini there, social media, but this is the house of romance as well. So you might become a little bit more busier, right? You might be just making the rounds, whether it's online, whether it's in your local community. This would be where trine energy is at, and staying busy and connecting with individuals, whether it's higher education, extended education, if you're thinking of taking courses and learning, this is a strong supportive energy for all of that. Now, it does add a little bit of stress to some of that third and your fourth house of home and family and emotions and values about money. And so let me kind of focus on that a little bit more and see if we can see what, if anything, within the next couple of weeks will be happening. So I'm looking at your Jupiter. It's in the Earth, 16 degrees. All right. So what you are going to have is this Jupiter. That to me, because that's the great benefic for you, that Jupiter is eventually, now this isn't in the next couple of weeks, by the way. It's going to take Jupiter just a little bit of time. And there's Jupiter in February. All right. So in February, Jupiter starts to slow down because it's going to stop its retrograde. Well, it's nearly, the same damn degree as your Jupiter. Actually, yours is at 16. So this is a beautiful supportive sextile, right? And your Jupiter's in the third house. This is again communication, talking, teaching, but it's money, it's Taurus energy. Now, you might use this towards being creative, that's possible, but learning something, maybe learning something new. This can also be travel, especially in the third house. And this Jupiter over here, let's see, that's in the placement of change, that's in the placement of work and day-to-day routines. And this Jupiter is also the emotions connected with love, connected with values, desires, and self-worth would probably be a big one. But home and family and feminine energy. This is a Cancer degree here. So we think of the past. We think of the past, and maybe there can be some sort of a resolve and a healing that occurs. And then that kind of gives us the ability to move on once we do that, because then your Chiron also gets triggered at the same time. You see, this Jupiter will trigger that Chiron. And again, it comes back to love and healing. You see, Chiron at 14. So while it's sextiling your Taurus, values and love, and the way I think in my mind, your thoughts, this is going to be a big deal. Your thoughts about how you communicate, but also the thoughts about what you value, including self. Chiron, Jupiter can bring and provide understanding. It can provide healing. Because it's in the second house of money, I'm hoping for you, Frank, that this brings some beautiful gift of some sort. This is normally the promise of Jupiter energy when it's aspecting in a nice, beautiful way like that. It's a nice trine, but let me check a couple other things out. Let me go find, your moon is in Capricorn. Okay, that's wonderful. So maybe an opportunity for some additional work or some side work or maybe even recognition. See, the moon over here is what rules that Cancer energy, you see, and you have it, it's in your 12th house. So again, this takes me really more towards the more psychological stuff, the undercurrents of who you are, even past life kind of energy and history, um, the emotions connected to family and feminine energy and values and money and love. It's that deep connection. So let me see what else we can find here. There might be some luck with that Jupiter, with that sextile to your natal Jupiter. That would be the possibility, whether it's luck in like love, money. Remember, it's desires and creativity, but it also might be an opportunity. There might be an opportunity that comes along where you have, I don't know, just maybe a friend or somebody that you know where things, you know, might blossom into something. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. Some would say this could even be considered as a time of divine guidance. So there might be some inspiration for you. And you may find yourself also being led to possibly let go of anything or anyone that takes from you and that drains from you. Because I think the self love piece of this is going to be pretty important. And so many times we sever. We realize I'm wasting my energy or I'm wasting my time. Um, with that, let me see if we can get your Saturn is at 1 degrees. And this is, yeah, like I said, this is already in February. It's going to take a minute for these planets to catch up. Saturn is duty and responsibility and work. So that can blossom into something for you, possibly because you have the water trine. But I feel like the Jupiter thing, kind of want to stick on that for a second and see if, yeah, you have this at 19. Jupiter's going to come back around. I'm just looking real quick. You are going to have, yeah, there is going to be something here with feminine energy, Frank, because this Jupiter, even right now, it's aspecting it. It's in a quincunx, so it's a little uncomfortable. That's that quincunx energy. Communication style, thoughts about the future. It's friend energy, 11th house. It might even be, somebody online. It may not be someone face to face because it's like what we're doing tonight, even. Okay. The nodes are a big deal because they just got into your 7th house. They're going to stay there for a while, your 7th and your 1st house. So the reality is the node floats through someone's 1st house, that there are things aligning with your soul's goal that are meant for you to be a part of. And this will be a bigger when this node connects with your Saturn. But that's not right now. That's a couple months off. So I don't know if I've actually helped you in any way, because it seems like the way your chart is for right now and the planets are moving, I don't want to say the holding pattern, but that's kind of it. Other than the Jupiter thing, you're kind of in a holding pattern. There's a lot of subconscious stuff going on for sure, a lot of processing and healing. And yeah, I think you still have some months off, June, until the node, end of May, beginning of June, till this node reaches the Saturn. And yeah, when we get a little bit closer to that, the reality is when that node touches that, it will hopefully be work that is more aligned with your soul's goals. That's the goal with it. But it does have to do with that 1 degrees. And so self, me. I'm hoping and praying for you, Frank, that it aligns up with what you really want to do in terms of what satisfies your creative needs, because I know that's, yeah, that's a big deal for you. And in Pisces, maybe that will be the thing. So I'm sorry you couldn't get on to ask questions or to have a rapport with me, and I hope that helped. All right. Let me move along here and let's see. And I believe it's Donna. Or wait, Teamwork. Oh, no, I think Teamwork said she was passing. Yes, Healing, I got you. You're up next. Yeah, I got your email and I got your channel gift. That's great. All right, let's get this on here. Donna, did you want the link? Every time I put the link down there, it seems like everybody but the person that's actually on grabs the link. Yeah. All right, Donna, I'm going to drop this here for you. She said, no, it's okay. All right, that sounds good. It's just one less thing to, to navigate. Okay, Donna. All right. So, Donna, I definitely, because of my tech, yeah, I'm putting this in right now. So, thank you for sending me the digits. Man, I don't know if anybody else was having tech. I know in the email, Donna, you were saying that you had some tech issues. Oh, man, I'm just going to put, yeah, let's just do like that. Okay. And we've got, is this 2:20 a.m.? I'm just double checking because I got some numbers scrunched together and I just don't want to make any mistakes. I got 2:20 a.m. birth time. Oh, man. Okay. My mom had a really good day today. Where did Donna's chart go? Okay. I'm like, if you just disappeared everything on me, we're going to have to fight. Okay. Yeah, my mom had a really, this whole week's been very, very difficult on her. I mean, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got here. There we go. All right, Donna, you sent the gift. It's your turn. You are up. Donna, let me see. Let me double check what you said. Okay, so, okay, got it. Let me just go ahead and do that. Early. Okay. Let's take a jump. We're going in the time machine to the year 2027. Yep, you can do that in astrology. Pretty wild, right? Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on a second. This, oh, I'm going to scream. Oh, okay. Let me make some adjustments here. This software has us in Australia all of a sudden. Okay. So Donna, do you know if you're a Taurus ascendant at 6 degrees? I mean, I just got to make sure that this chart's right. I knew Frank's was right because I actually just, yeah, I had just seen his chart a few days ago. Frank's been really, yeah, his luck's been, Frank, I don't know if you know, but yeah, that Jupiter thing, I'd be going to play the lottery. Just, yeah. And if you're not a lottery player, just spend $1. I'm not a lottery player, so I don't even know. But yeah, 6 degrees ascendant. Donna, is that you? Just so that I'm, just so that we're in the right spot here. Yeah, it looks right. Okay, so we've jumped to 2027, so we're really just looking a year ahead. All right, we're looking for bring me the money. That's the thing for all of us, right? Where's the money? Bring it. Bring it. All right, so let's see what's going to happen. You know what? Let me check something real quick. Let me cheat. I'm not really cheating. It's helps if you're going in forward. All right, so June is when. Okay, so okay, let me go take a look back. Cancer energy. Oh, third and fourth house. Oh, okay. So your sun is there. Okay. So what's going to happen? All right. So you're going to have a north node training your north node. That's what's going to be happening. Okay. So let me see what that's going to do for you in the long run. 2 degrees, that's money, that's finances. Absolutely. Yep. That's ching. That is in your third house. Ooh, third house, social media, communications. Okay. Local community, values and love, but it's in Cancer, so it's family. Third and ninth. This could be very busy energy for you. It may involve traveling. Yeah, family's part of this. Okay, so now that we're there, you also at this time you're going to have Venus going through your 8th house of money, of shared, of insurances. And let's see what else is going to be happening at this time. If we can find. All right, let me see your Saturn. Okay, so actually, this might be the bigger thing that sets it up is that North Node in Pisces. You're going to have a North Node in Pisces touching on your Saturn. You see that? Yeah, you have a retrograding Saturn in that North Node. This is going to be happening within the next 6 months, actually. You'll have the North Node coming through, touching on this Saturn. And that will probably give you a really good indicator of what's going to be happening further on down the line, because then that's a North Node training your North Node too at the same time. So money and finances, possibly working with group energy, whether it's streaming, but group energy, 11th house, Pisces, yep, and Saturn, institutional energy, working for an institution. 11th house as well is also known as the placement of angels, which is interesting, right? Some divine energy there and some angelic realm. So once we get to, let's see, 5th house, ooh, South Node in the 5th house. Okay, that might be some luck energy. The 5th house is about taking risks. You don't have a lot in Leo, 1714. Okay, let me see if you're going to have some nice trine energy to check all this out. Okay, so this might be, it looks like it's a possibility you might be starting something, in the end of 2026. You're going to be either considering, because there's partnership energy that lights up, but it's new and it is work. It's part of your daily routines. It can be business partnerships. The node's going to come through down in your Leo energy, but it's going to touch on this K-or energy right here that's in your 6th house. That big Q is K-or, and that is new. It's a lot like Saturn energy, but it screams new and unconventional and different. Donna, I actually like this a lot for you, especially since your great benefic is Venus, and look where Venus will be. Bingo. She, like the day before, would have been right on this K-or. So this takes me back to like November, October October of 2026, mid-October, because first the sun's going to sit there. The only thing I will add is there's a caution because this Venus is doing a retrograde already at that time. So it's stuff you're going to may have some opportunities. You might be rethinking those opportunities. But overall, because Venus is your great benefic and she sits right on your third house cusp line, I feel like unless you're sitting at home in a closet and hiding and you're not putting yourself out there, then there might be a problem. But if you are putting yourself out there and you are doing the work, you are learning, you are teaching, you are, because this is all Gemini energy. If you're doing these things, um, this looks very beneficial for you because that's where your Venus sits. Venus loves learning, but there's also this communication aspect, and Venus is also my income and my money. Mercury's right next to it. So my local community, yeah, working locally for sure. And these are in your second house, which is income and money. And so, yeah, there's going to be something that beneficially can line up for you. Again, the astrology, I can't say it enough to people. Um, it's an impression that it puts upon us. It can provide opportunities. It can provide fated energies of where one door closes, another door opens type of thing. And it comes down to what we do with it, folks. We can ignore it. We can let it pass us by. But Donna, you seem to be pretty much a mover and a shaker. Maybe not exactly like that, but yeah, I don't see you as a person who's standing still. So the other thing too is Donna, seriously, something with children comes up here, but this can be creative stuff as well. This can also be luck. There is some taking risks here. You have the South Node. For everybody, the South Node will be conjunct Regulus in October. Okay, September, October. But it's in your fifth house. And that's the difference. That's why having an astrology chart and seeing what house placement is important. So you have it there. And remember, folks, that South Node can represent your superpower. Even if you don't have a matching degree, as the South Node goes through your house, you will have knowledge of whatever the South Node brings. So the South Node in Leo, very expressive, very colorful, very original, unique. People kind of are drawn like the sun. We are drawn to the sunlight the same way a plant is drawn and literally follows the sun in the sky. That's sun energy. And that's what Leo brings. So if you're publishing, if you're something that requires you to stand out, to stand on your own, to be recognized for your gifts, for your skills, fun, laughter, having a good time. This is very entertaining energy. We all want to laugh, we want to entertain, we want to feel like a child again. So there would likely be this nice combination along with the Venus energy and the sun energy you're going to have over here for partnerships and work. So I like this for you. And of course, you got Mercury going through your seventh house of partnerships at this time too. The only thing is just keep in mind, yeah, Pandora's box is going to be there. Sometimes she can throw a monkey wrench into things. What I will also add really quickly is, and then this is where I'm going to end, you're going to have Uranus in 2026, I wanted to say 25, touching your Mars. And this is important, just like when I was talking about with Frank, having Mars and Uranus energy in his first house, but you have your physical body there. This Uranus touching your physical body, you're going to be amped, which is I'm plugged in. And so, yeah, when we feel like this, we need less sleep. We can get more done, supposedly. I mean, we can get more done if we can focus. When we're like this, we might be feel a little frazzled, like we're going in a lot of different directions even. So that piece of it can be tricky. But if for people who have a lot of earth, they'll be able to ground it. But I want to point out too that this Uranus you have natally is at 6. So is this Uranus, you see, on your Mars, and right here, this is in June. Okay, so that's the other thing. This is another thing in June for you. New. This is new. This is I'm not afraid. This is I'm very unique, and yeah, and this is me. So we're a lot more unique and unconventional energy coming forward in terms of appearance and how you're showing up in your community, Gemini energy, and of course, social media. So this Uranus will stop at 5 degrees right there. So as it stops right here at 5 in, is this September? And I know you're asking about 2027, but I think understanding what leads up to 2027 is very important. And so as this touches on here, it will touch your Uranus. This may bring a little bit of a challenge and family comes up, okay? Um, because there's a lot of that moon energy and Mars is going right now through the sign of Cancer. All right. So I just wanted to bring that into your spotlight. That way you're aware. And this Uranus squaring Uranus can be, yeah, it's surprise, surprise, surprise. And usually, if it's a square, yeah, definitely unexpected and possibly some unpleasant surprises in that location. This can be with automobiles, can be technology. So, welcome to my world. Yeah, it can be all that. All right. But because it's in Virgo, the health of those things. So this could be like your air conditioning goes down, right? Because appliances, major appliances in the home, right? So when I talk about family, yeah, maybe it's strictly just the appliances in the home, and the car would be part of that in the fifth house. So with all that said, I feel like the way the planets are lined up for 2027, yes, you have opportunities, but there might be partnerships that you're reconsidering because Venus will be doing a retrograde. And look, Mercury will too through your seventh house. So, what does that mean? It means you'll probably be juggling. It means you'll probably be juggling as opposed to I got this gigantic stash of cash where I'm all comfortable and I can just focus on this one thing and this one thing. This might this might suggest a bit of a juggling act. Okay. And yeah, we can take a look at this again another time. I'll be here. You know that. And we can kind of see what we can see if there's anything else. I just got to find out where you guys are at now. I have so many screens open, I can't even find the goddamn live stream. Okay, we're back. And somehow I just completely turned orange. I don't know what's going on. Okay, maybe I've been orange the whole time and didn't know it. Yes, it favors education for sure. I see what you yeah. Yeah. Yes, learning big time with that Venus there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Venus is your great benefic and she's yes. And the healing because that sixth house energy where I was talking about the K-or, that's alternative healing modalities in the sixth house. And the K-or was at 22 degrees. That's the Saturn degree. Yeah. Yeah. There's just so much to talk about, right? And so I'm just throwing that extra bit in there for you. Okay, so we're moving along. Let me scroll down. Let me find my damn phone and see what it's doing. Let me see if I can keep up with who's going on next. Teamwork, I didn't pass over you, right? You did say you were passing. Teamwork, you're very sweet. Thank you. So is Karma Karen next? Is that what I'm seeing? Is that right? There's a list. You put up a list, Donna? No way. Not for me, right? It's a list about something else. Venus, I see you, Venus. You know what? I don't think those I'm in tech hell. So if you could send information to the Allastrology Gmail, that would be great. Unless I can actually get into my Venmo right now. But like I said, I'm in tech hell. Okay, so got those two done. Okay. Yeah, Venus is next. My bad. You were next, Venus. Okay. So Venus, I don't recognize you at all, which is great. Welcome. And let me get to the Gmail. So let me see if you have a Let me see if you have sent me your digits, or you can put them in the chat if you don't feel uncomfortable doing that. It's up to you. That is your choice. Uh, okay, Karen, I see you there. Okay, I see an email from Karen. Okay. So we're going in order. Okay, there's Venus. Okay, Venus Venmo sent me. Okay, the emails just said, okay. And if you've sent me an email and it's in a different name than what I see in the chat, you got to make sure you connect the dots for me, folks. Okay. You got to say, this is so and so in the chat. I don't have to use your real name. I understand privacy. That's important to me. So, Venus, let me see if she's putting her digits. Yeah, first time here. I need your birth digits, Venus. Okay, great. I see them. Okay. That's a Maryland, right? Just so, like, yeah, I need all the help I can get tonight. Let's get you up here. Let's get you going. All right. Got you. We're just going to put you as Venus. Excellent. And let's get you. Oh, God bless it. Where did the live stream go? Okay. We're still here. I'm sorry. My screen just completely went down. I think we're still running. I think we're still live. Yeah, my phone says we're still live. Okay. You just, when the tech goes crazy on me, yeah, you never know. 18th, 1982. Okay. Excellent. And your birth time, you got your birth time. Very good. Oh my God. I love it when people have their shit together. Helps me big time. Thank you. Okay. Excellent. All right. We're almost there. The question is, do I know how to spell Maryland? I think I got it right. Otherwise, the software would like scream at me. Okay, Venus, what did you want me to check out? Was there a particular question you had? Or I can just, you'll just get what jumps out. That's how that works. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what, Venus, you did the right thing the first time. I'm just reading the email from the Venmo, and it did include everything that you put in there. Oh, that's good to know for the future. I'm always doing too many things. So you were right. It would have all been on there. Sorry, I made you redo your birth digits. Okay, let's get you on the screen. I'm frozen. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it does say I'm frozen. Am I back? I might have been frozen because I was reading. I don't know. Yeah, it's the tech, man. I mean, like I said, Venus said that's my real name. All right, then we're gonna go over what kind of jumps out then, okay? Let's get that chart up in here. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. All right, Venus, there you are. Let's take a peek and see what life has in store for you. So where are we? March. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. I have to take a look at your basic birth chart because yeah, if I've never seen a person's chart before. I've seen Donna's before. I've seen Frank's basic chart before. So you just got to give me a second here. We got to look at the basic chart. If I don't know your basic chart, then I can't, I have to have kind of a feel for it. Okay. 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 Venus is jumping out big time. So since your Venus is in your first house, and which, by the way, before I go any further, have you ever seen your chart before? And do you know if you're an Aquarius at 4 degrees on the ascendant? Do you know, do you know that you're a Capricorn moon at 4 degrees? I would sure to hate to read a chart and have it not be the right chart. I know Frank, right? He's like, "Ooh, did I hear Capricorn? Did I hear Aquarius?" Oh, no, don't apologize for the Maryland bit, I got it. I'm just I'm not kinda functioning normally, you know? If you look for the stars, Karma Karen is next. Oh, I like that. Thank you, Donna. I could see that. That's great. That is great. That works. Donna, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. Um, yeah, I'm trying to see if Venus knows if this is her chart. And if you haven't seen your chart before, you can say that. But to be honest, what I normally do for first timers, especially if they've never seen their chart, I read the base their chart, their natal chart, because whatever I read from it, you should be able to be like, "Oh yeah, that's me." Without knowing anything about astrology. Me reading what I see in front of me could confirm it for you. And that's usually, if people don't know, Capricorn moon, Aquarius rising. Okay. Okay. Capricorn moon at 4, Aquarius at 4. That's important. If those aren't right, then it's going to change things. And what I say won't be accurate. That's why all that stuff matters. So, with all that said, you're saying it's right. Yeah, look at this. The 4 degrees is a big deal in this chart. The past, the history, home, family, feelings, emotion, women. This is huge. It's in Uranus, it's in your moon. Okay. Moon energy, mom was the dad, dad was the mom. There's like a mixture here. There's even, I mean, this is in the 11th house of group energy, of serving, but serving the community, can even kind of be like social work kind of energy connected to it because you have Neptune near there, government energy, but maybe even, performers and, music and sound and theater, but something that's more aligned with the altruistic energy and group energy, service, but on a large scale, homes, families, mom, and nurturing. You have a lot of retrograde. Okay, this is all in a retrograde. All these red planets. You have a lot of retrograde. Okay. So with that said, what does that mean? Retrograde's very internalized. Instead of like whatever we're feeling and thinking, instead of it like coming out of us, a lot of it's internal, right? We keep it internal. We feel it. It's deep. Even your Jupiter. Ooh, psychic. Jupiter in Scorpio at 9 degrees in the ninth house. Ooh. And Jupiter is your great benefic, provided that this chart is accurate. Ooh, travel, teaching. This even could have to do with the justice system, judicial system, law, lawyer energy, people of the cloth energy, spirituality, publishing. This is all of that. It's Scorpio. These are the super detectives of the Zodiac. These are people who can be like investigators. But ninth house can also be travel. This can also give you I mean, when you have a lot of strong Scorpio energy and you just know things, um, this is a combination of digging deep and research big time. When you combine this with some of the intuitive stuff of the ninth house, this can be pretty powerful, very powerful. Um, I'm taking a look at your nodes. Those are Libra energy, and they are exactly square to your work, to Saturn. Okay, so that's a little difficult, but maybe not. Sometimes when people have just a simple T square, there's a nice little possibility, especially if it's that would be dad energy and authority figure energy, a wound possibly, but also a wound from other males, but people who you were in very close, intimate relationships with likely can be relatives, can be blood, because it's in that eighth house, but very important relationships. And if it doesn't resonate for this lifetime, because this is the eighth house, this can be other times as well where you experience this kind of energy. You do have a beautiful setup between the nodes and your Chiron for healing. So if you're not doing this kind of work, you're gonna have a lot of strong intuitions. Yeah. So when it comes to the communication style, there may be some wounds connected to that. There may have been a little slowness, especially when we're children and we're just learning to talk. That might have been a thing. The mind, Taurus, is very cautious and slow. So learning and speaking can be a little on the delayed side when we're young, and then even as adults, the words when they come out would probably be really harmonious and can be harmonious and quite beautiful. There's normally something really wonderful when Taurus energy speaks, and these are even usually good vocalists. But with all that said, you have there's so much about the past. There's so much history here. And I mean, I hate to say it because you use it as your name. You call yourself, I think, Karmic Karen, but yeah, Neptune, 12th house energy, they would associate with karma for sure. And you even have your sun being squared by the Neptune, by the karmic energy itself. That energy is really good for things like prayer and meditation, for spirituality, for belief, possibly religion if that's your thing. If it's not, yeah, you can use it. You can be very creative with that energy in a lot of other ways, and use it in a lot of other ways where, if you find it to be difficult. So what I will tell you, because your Venus was the first thing that jumped out, now that I have a little bit better understanding, your Venus is at the 11 shock and surprise degree. This is unique and different. This is in your first house. Something about you really stand out. This Venus energy, this likely can be makeup and hair and clothes. Uh, this is that just super, super original. Aquarius is like the inventor. Like, oh yeah, I created that. I originated like that. Yeah. That's uniquely me. And it trines your Mars energy. There's a nice trine to that. So that nice trine, Mars is our physical body. So there's this beautiful trine where Venus may have this combination of feminine but yet some masculine. Even maybe even present a nice balance. But Venus tends to want to stand out when she's in Aquarius, especially at the 11 degree, right? She might look like she's part of the crowd, but she stands out when she's in the crowd. So this Venus and your physical appearance in your body, this will become a bigger deal in a few months for you, actually. Your first house, actually a little bit of your 12th and your first house, are going to be kind of lit up, as they say, where this area of your life, your subconscious, your appearance, the way you look, the way you show up in the world will be activated. We'll kind of get a little bit of like an upgrade, because it's almost like a refresh. When we refresh our browser, or when we get a new download, or we get a new software update, it's like you're going to have a new update. And Venus is all about looking good, smelling good. She's about the clothing, the hair, the accessory, the shoes, the purses. That's Venus for real. So in a few months' time, you could expect that that's going to kind of kick off for you. Now, it won't happen right away because your Venus is at 11. So a lot of your Aquarius energy, which is in your 12th, the subconscious, about friends and group energy. But this, again, can activate your dreams. You may have dreams that are just very remarkable. You won't forget them. And if you are not a dreamer, or if you're a person who doesn't remember your dreams, well, in a few months' time, you're probably going to start having dreams that you're going to remember, or at least something about them stuck with you where it was like, what the hell was that about? Because your Aquarian energy is going to get activated. And then like 3 more months down the line from that, so half a year, then your Venus itself will be activated. So your appearance, literally, okay, how you show up in the world and you changing something. Uh, Basically, that energy, Venus, she kind of likes to bring the surprises at that 11 degrees. Okay, so I hope that helps. All right, next. Let me get to this. Oh man, our wind is blowing and we're getting some sub-zero temperatures. Let's see. I know, right? Venus on the ascendant. Hey, Steffi, I didn't see you. Venus on the ascendant, and it's the name, right? Crazy. It's there. Oh no, your pit bull. All right. So I got a message from Healing Readings, said Karmic Karen is next. Awesome. Okay, I got that. All right, Karen. I think you sent me your digits, so let me get your chart in here real quick. Karen. All righty. Okay, just give me a minute here, or a second, or hopefully no more than 30 seconds. Let me get this in here. Oh, I see what I did. I took that name for the person I had just been reading for Venus. I said karma in the name. Well, the history, the past, the karma kept coming up. Yeah. And then when I saw that karmic Karen in the chart, that's what popped in my brain. Okay, I got it. All right. So we're going to do, because I think that's, yeah, she calls herself that. Okay. I see what I did. Okay. We got an August 26th. Ooh. Have you ever seen your chart before? Like, do you know what your rising is? Rising and ascendant are one and the same. Do you know what your moon sign is? Do you know the degrees of either one of those? Would help so that you can confirm that this is your chart. So, okay, that was what I was looking for, your time. Oh, this software is just, yes. Don't try to stress me out anymore, software. Okay. Oh, I don't think I've ever done a chart for Braddock. Cool. I like seeing new charts. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, did I spell that? Oh, is the county by any chance? They're asking me for your county. Are you serious? You're joking, right? They're asking me for your county. I'm so sorry. Is there like a lot of these Braddocks or something? What the hell? Every blue moon they do this. And I'm like, did I not spell it right? Bradd. No, I spelled it right. Okay, do you know what county you're in? I mean, I'm sure you do. They're asking me for your freaking county. They're giving me choices, and I'm like, I have no idea which county it is. They have like, who knew? Who freaking knew? How the hell do you know that, Steffi? You're right. That's one of them. And that's the one I'm actually about to click on. Huh. Let's see if it'll let me have it. Okay. So that gives you a Capricorn at 2 degrees on the ascendant. Scorpio moon at 13. Oh my God. Okay. Another super psychic energy. Super detective of the Zodiac. Wow. Yeah, these people are the diggers, the drillers, the researchers. Got it. Okay. Let me get it on the screen. If I can get back into the damn... here we go. How about that, huh? Yeah, woohoo. Okay. So, Karen, did you confirm if this is your chart? Oh, Donna, you're too sweet. I see all the work you're doing. That's too awesome of you. You know, you would think YouTube, it's got this freaking thing here where I can't see the chat. I don't recall that ever being a problem before. Now it's a problem. That's okay. This is just the energy of the night. That's what I keep telling myself. It'll be all different in the morning. Okay. So, let me see real quick. Did she... Never seen your chart before. Oh, so you all know this stuff, huh? Ah. Ah, that makes sense. Oh. Okay, you have your North Node in Leo in the 7th house at 3 degrees. Okay. You're going to have... All right, let me see here. Let me see you. Wow. Okay. So she's got that super strong, potent moon. Very intense moon, right? Maybe being in the 10th, it gets tapered a little bit. But it's at the opposition of Saturn. Woo! Saturn and Taurus, opposition. Sometimes this can have an emotional effect. Yep, the moon opposing, having an opposition to Saturn, opposition to the 4th house, the moon sitting in the 10th house. Sometimes these folks suffer from depression. You have some interesting stuff here. Your Neptune is conjunct your South Node, and that's in Aquarian energy. Your Aquarian energy is off the charts, too. You've got a lot of things at 11 degrees in your chart, not to mention your second house cusp line of income and money, and frickin' Uranus in Aquarius in your second house. So different, new, authentic. I am not in the box. I am outside of it, and I've created my own container, and it's not a box. It's not a circle. A very unique energy, and that is what you value. This energy can be quite rebellious. You even have Mars in Aquarius. Whoa. Communication comes up a lot of ways in this chart. So, yeah, the streaming, the technology, tech is huge. Tech in the second house of income and money and communications is big. Writing, talking, speaking, learning, online learning, teaching, like this is all really strong here. Neptune can be institutional energy. Capricorn in the 1st house, Mercury's right there at the 1 degrees, right on your ascendant. Sometimes these people with the Mercury on the ascendant, that kind of communication again stands out. But the thinking and the mind, and you have Aries down there in that 3rd house, along with some Pisces. And you have Jupiter there. Okay. So big time communications. And you might be just a tad assertive. Just a little bit. Yeah. So we see that Venus then was your great benefic. Okay. So she's up at the top. And I'm going to see what else I got to see here. You got 11 degrees in Pisces. I'm sorry, 11 degrees in Pluto, 11 degrees in Chiron. Wounds and healing. Double. Holy shit. Do you do healing work? You should be if you're not. And you have it in group energy. Whoa. This is like travel energy, I can travel here, this kind of energy. Like I can be on technology with people. Yeah. Wow. Okay. You even have a new moon point at 11. Yeah. Group and social services, serving society in a large way. Like whether this is through, you know, working for an institution that serves society or whether it's, doing both, working for yourself in a way where you're serving society, but group energy, maybe even airlines and traveling because you've got freaking Uranus sitting in your second house and this is definitely travel, but you've got this 11 degrees stuff happening and tech comes up there too. But you've got change, deep changes and transformation and healing is what comes up next to that Pluto like that. Wow. Um, a healing possibly of the past, but it involves the beliefs about the future. Friends are big here as well. Friends. But a love for travel. This can be interpreters. These can be people who work with people who speak a different language, traveling to those different countries even. Like there's a lot of different ways this can pop out and look and sound. What I think is interesting is you've got a 10-degree sun trining your Saturn at 10 degrees. Wow, both in Earth. So this is actually really good, I think, because with a chart with all this electrified air that you have, holy crap, you need something to keep you grounded. And you don't have a whole ton. If your ascendant wasn't in Earth, ooh, I would be kind of scared. Honestly, you need the Earth to ground all this. Wow. This is like a lot of interesting energy here. Holy moly. Yeah, this is some interesting stuff. But yeah, even in the house, domestic placement of home and work, it's air, right? Yeah, it's air. So you've got air, you've got some air in the firehouses, and wow, that fire in the air houses. I mean, there is just some things where if it wasn't for that earth, you might feel a little lightheaded at times, or yeah, like you're not touching the ground even. Like your feet aren't on the ground. When you have Mars and Aquarius energy, these people got to be really careful because they can be accident prone. They got to be really cautious. And because it's in the second house, it have to do with what you desire. So this can have to do with whether it's affection and love, although a lot of Aquarius energy, we can tend to seem to be quite detached actually. This is like scientists. These are people who are really big with ideas. But the Mars there moving too fast, you have to be careful, especially second house is Taurus and food, maybe cooking, be cautious with knives or equipment. If we move too fast, we could get in trouble. And that's where I'm going to end that. What we'll have coming up in, yeah, this week, 7 to 10 days, we're going to have all these planets in Capricorn. They're all going to be lit up with Aquarian energy, which is lightning bolt energy. So for you with your 3 degrees, that means you have Pluto sitting here right now. It means you have Pluto conjunct your south node, actually. And so that's definitely got a lot to do with your physical body and your appearance and maybe shedding some skin, like a snake sheds its skin to reveal the new skin. And Aquarian energy comes out looking more unique than before, but different, right? But super unique energy. So releases and endings and sheddings and hopefully some healings. But with the South Node there, it's almost like a superpower that you have with communication and talking. Networking is huge, but at least that's the way it appears because it's in your first house and it's conjunct Neptune. So the things I'm saying might even seem a little weird and confusing, actually. Like, what are you talking about? Like there might be a little, yeah, a little muddied and cloudy. Um, but yeah, just be cautious for the next 6 weeks because in that time, all these planets that are up in the sky are going to be moving through all of here, which means it amps up this frazzled, frantic, moving like lightning energy. And if we're all aware of it, we can tell ourselves to slow the hell down, to breathe, to take a breath, and just chill for a minute before we take the next step or before we head out the door with our head not even on our shoulders. All right. How did I do that? I had somebody on the stage. It wasn't their turn. Who was? Oh, that was Antonio. He's been sitting backstage. Um, so who's next? If Antonio's next, great. But wrong date for Karmic Karen. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I just read that chart and it's the wrong date. Isn't that just spectacular? You're right. It is the wrong date. It says January 1st, 2000. What the hell? Oh my God. The next time I'm in the middle of tech hell, I'm just going to put a note on this on the channel and say no live tonight because it's just totally it's a Karmic Karen, you come back, okay? Because you totally did not. I wasn't looking at the chat. Oh, Karmic Karen, I know she's got to be like, what the frick? This chart, this woman, it's not even me. Trust me, I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit more disappointed and angry than anybody right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm bummed too. I'm really bummed about it. Let me see real quick if I can change this. This damn every blue moon, whenever I have crazy shit going on, that's exactly what happens. It'll somehow the goddamn digits got changed. I'm like, so let's see. Let me do this yet again. Let's see. Poor Karen. She's probably like listening the whole time and like, this woman just goes on and on and on. Update the old chart. Let's see if you can give me the right birth. 8/26, August 26th. Okay, let's check this out one more time. This is a Virgo on the ascendant. That makes more sense. Yeah, you know what? I knew you were a freaking Virgo when I said the birth date and when I punched it in. Again, it's just not, yeah. All right, so did I already rip that down? Oh, yeah, I did. Karen, there you are. Have you seen your chart? I already asked you this, I know. On the ascendant, 7 degrees, and the sun is right there, close to the ascendant. Your south node is right there. Oh. 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 Wow. Okay. So you're in the middle of a north node return, right? Yeah. That's what we have going on right now. So you're Virgo in the first house. I keep wanting to smack myself in the head. Yeah, when I read your shit, I'm like, okay, this is strong Virgo energy. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, this makes more sense. This makes more sense. Oh, Pluto in the 12th. Hello. Ooh. Okay, so this is a deep history, deep karmic history. Children, romantic partners. Yeah. Okay. Maybe possibly even authority figures. Dad energy possibly. Ooh. Okay. Having your sun in the 7th and the 12th, I mean, sun in the 12th. These people you normally need time alone to rejuvenate. Having a Gemini moon. Yeah. Talking and communication. You've got a lot of Neptune energy here, a lot of Pisces energy, institutional energy, possibly working for an institution of some sort, an institution of society. It's possible that it's a healing institution. That's just possible. But teaching and learning, possibly. The moon is there, so you love learning regardless. But, or at least if you don't, then maybe mom did because that's also mom. Maybe again, mom was the authority figure. That's a possibility. Teachers, Uranus at 12 degrees in Cancer, mom and home and family, very different. Friends are your family. You've got Mars in Leo energy, fun. Mars at the fun degree. Taking risks, friends who might be quite risk taking, but you find that fun. Yeah, probably. But let's see. Let's see, because that is an uncomfortable quincunx to your North Node in partnerships. And then you have Pandora there. Ouch. Okay. So you are going through what is called, let me see before I go further. Why I didn't do that. I thought I did this before. Oh, yes. Okay, there's a house across the street for sale. Okay, that's not what I needed to read. But thank you for the commercial break. There's a house for sale. All right, so you're going through right now is a south node on the south node. You see that? Yeah. And so this is in your first house, your physical body, the routines they have to do with your physical body. Virgo's all about cleaning, cleanliness, organizing, trying to do some holistic kind of stuff. So that 9 degrees is about the beliefs about your appearance. Now, this is a superpower. So what occurs is it makes room for the new, is what this does. And it wants an alignment. It wants to line us up with what our soul's goals are. Yours are partnership energy. It's partnership energy. What's tricky about this is that it's in Pisces, so these again can be these people can be kind of on the dreamy side, but they can just simply be people who are spiritual. These can be people who something about them is very soft, but this can also be the placement of professional partnerships too. Again, institutional energy comes up again in your chart. And you have Scorpio down here at 0 on the third house cusp line. Talk about the super detective, right? Yeah, learning, but deep dive learning. Okay. And deep dive learning about everything and anything, but in particular, maybe when you were a child growing up, maybe siblings, coworkers, neighbors, like Scorpios just happen to know things sometimes that they don't need to know. And so this can be challenging energy with siblings if we're kids and if we've got family members. Um, Yeah, peers, whoever. We just kinda know things, yeah, and the trick is with Scorpio, one of the lessons is, you don't have to share what you know, but the 3rd house loves sharing, loves learning and sharing, takes it in and then wants to spit it right back out again, and so that's one of the cautions with Scorpio in the 3rd house, is all that communication stuff. Okay, so with your South Node, this alignment is to set you up for the future with someone who's part of your future, someone who is part of your soul's goals. And sometimes that energy, again, personal and professional energy, but communication skills can be pretty strong in your chart just in general. So with all of that, um, you even have Uranus playing a role in this. And there's something here that talks about new, different, and discovery. And, there's a caution. Uranus kind of makes us move really fast, before we can think things through. This speaks to even having, it's trine energy. So you kind of already went through this, but the Uranus up in the sky, yeah, down there in your Taurus energy of values. You see that going through your 9th house of higher learning, but eventually it's going to end up hitting your midheaven. That's going to be that'll be after June. But if you're looking for things that have to do with career, authority figure, maybe even partnership energy, like Uranus will get up there and it'll, yeah, you'll have an authority figure. It's normally being shocks and surprises and something new, different, and exciting. Um, but because it's the 4 degrees, home comes up, home and family and feelings and emotions. Okay. So you just want to keep that in mind for yourself going down, as the year moves on. Because if it's Uranus, like I was saying to Donna, like Uranus can be, if we're connecting it to home, it could be like major appliances or something, right? It can be. It doesn't have to be, but again, it can be a boss at the job or an authority figure. So with this in general, um, and this South Node and this moving forward, aligning with your soul's goals and partnerships that are more leaning towards acceptance and surrender, that's your North Node, that's your soul's goal. So that's just a little something that, even if it's not an intimate relationship or a professional one, many times we can have partnerships in that 7th house that are just people that we're really close to and we go on a spiritual journey with. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. So just kind of keep that in mind. And maybe you're already there. Maybe you've already explored all of that. That's a really good possibility because this is just more of like a confirmation kind of experience. They even call it like a paying it forward time where you might be given more of something that you already have. And so you have enough to kind of pay forward in understanding and oneness and unity. It's Pisces energy. Okay. Spirituality. All right. Let me see if I think I can. Oh, healing readings. You're doing so much. You're so kind. Always got a trip plan, making it happen. Wow. Lou S is here. What's going on, Lou S? It's so great to see you. Wild Moon Kitty. Wow. Okay. Cool name. All right, I got to stop reading this and I got to see who's next. I swear that house for sale one is cracking me up. Who's Oh, because you all live in the same neighborhood. That's what it is. Okay, so is the question is, who was next? Are they still here? Princess AK. Is Princess AK here? Okay, we're going to do going once, going twice, 3 times, going to the next person. Princess AK. Princess AK going once. If you're not here, we're moving along. I don't know who I'm moving along to. Going once, Princess AK. All right, we're going to the next person. Who is after Princess AK? Let me see if I can find out. I know I have Antonio sitting in the green room waiting. Let's see where he comes up. Haffers, is Haffers here? I see Haffers came up before Antonio. Boy, Antonio, you just grabbed that link like it's like I'm getting on here, damn it. Christy said she's passing. There's Karen. Okay. Haffers definitely passed. Yeah, I think they passed. I think Antonio's next then. Hey, folks, greetings from Fairmount Hot Springs, British Columbia, Canada. I think it's Antonio. Antonio, do I have your digits? Yeah, I think it's Antonio. I could be wrong, but I just kind of scanned through the chat real quick. Let me see if Antonio sent. Donna's like, here's Karen's digits. I had Karen. Thank you for sending me the email, Donna. I read off her birth date as I was punchy into the software. Yeah. So Donna was really doing overtime work here. Donna kept emailing me, wrong date for Karen. Yeah, once I start looking at a chart. Okay, so Antonio, there's no digits here for you. You do know that's how you get on the live stream, right? I'm just letting you know that. And the back room is only for people who've sent a gift. I probably should have mentioned I think I mentioned that in the beginning. But if you haven't sent the channel gift, then you probably shouldn't have picked up the link because I use that to talk to the folks whose charts I'm looking at. Yeah. I don't know why you couldn't get in either, Frank. It's very odd. It is one of those days, man. I knew it was gonna be. I mean, I don't even wanna go over it again. I feel like I okay. Alright, let me go back to the email. I got more people. So, I got Antonio still sitting in the back room. I don't know if he can't hear me. Can yeah, but Antonio, I don't have an email from him. I don't have his digits. And, yeah, I can't put him on the screen unless he sent the channel gift. That's just the reality. I can look at your chart, but not the screen takes up too much time. So that's for reserved for people who send a gift. So Zazu, I see Zazu is here. Where's Zazu? Zazu sent an email. Connection to okay. She's got a birthday, a birth time. You didn't give me a birth year, Zazu. I have a birthday, February 26th. There's not a birth year on that, just so you know. I need a birth year. Polly, because we're running low on time, and Polly sent an email. Is Polly here? Polly sent digits. November birthday with a birth time. I notice a lot of these birth times are like exact. Folks, if you're guessing at your birth time, well, you know what that means, right? Like your chart. Oh, so Zazu is still here. Polly must, yeah, people come in hard at the beginning and then they like leave because they don't want to wait. And I understand that. I understand that. Okay. It's just a tech hell night, man. Okay, Zazu. All right, Zazu. I kept saying to myself, it started last night, Donna. It started really bad last night and it has continued through the day. But I kept saying, I'm so glad this wasn't happening 2 days ago. It just got like, soon as Venus went in Aquarius, man, from my chart, like someone pressed a button and it was like, whoop, guess what? Surprise. It's like, oh, thanks. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get this chart up here. Let's get this. And so, should I use that name that you put in the email, Zazu? Should I put that name on the chart that you wrote on here? Is that okay? I'm assuming that is, but I just wanted to double check. I'm going to kind of do it like this. Okay. Okay, got that in there. Okay. Oh, I didn't put that. Okay, let me do that. Oh, the software's having a fit. Okay, let's see what we got. Have you ever seen this person's chart before? Let me double check this birth time crap that it didn't flip on me. Okay, it's looking good. My astrology software keeps going back to Australia. It keeps reverting to Australia. Yeah. What a fun night, right? Well, I've never seen this person's chart before, but I have a Leo ascendant at 23 degrees. So just so you understand, I kind of got to understand their chart first. Because then you're asking me to look at his chart and then to connect it to your chart, which is fine. But I got 10 minutes to do that, is what I'm saying. And we might have to do this in pieces, is what I'm saying, because I got to look at his chart. Let's see. So if this is him, okay, he's a Pisces sun. Okay. Oh, if this is him, he's got Jupiter on the descendant. Oh, Lord. Jupiter in Aquarius at 23 degrees. Okay. Okay. Oh, and he's got a Scorpio moon at 29 degrees. Whoa. He's got Uranus at 28 degrees. Okay. So, what's happening in his life right now? I can talk to you about that a little bit. He has the North Node in Pisces on his sun right now in the 7th house of partnerships. So, what happens is, if you look across his chart, God, there's a lot of history. He has the South Node sitting here on Pluto. And this is the past, and you are the past. But it's deeper than that because it's Pluto. It's not just the past, like as in X, as in marriage. It's in the past, as in soul energy past. The history in the past. Strong. Really strong. So some use the word karmic. But he's got so much here at this 9 degrees. But this isn't strictly about you. I'm just letting you know. There's right now the South Node is sitting here. I don't know if there's a issue with the health, possibly for him, or something domestic, something in the home even. But there's a rebirth energy here that he's got because it's Isis, and that means the South Node is sitting right on this rebirth, which means something died, something went away, and then there's like a rebirth or hope of a revival in some sense. But it's the domestic energy, and this is all in his first house of his physical body. Okay. So I just want to be clear on that. And this little thing next to it, yeah, that's more soul energy. Wow. And I know from your chart, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do know your Pluto energy. I remember you having, I think your Pluto is at the Pluto degree like his or something like that, right? So when you guys, there's a deep connection, a very deep connection. But I could see how there might be some stress. You have Saturn, or he has Saturn at 6 degrees in Aquarius, which is, yeah, this is work. It's unconventional work, but that can bring surprises. Yeah. And then the Mercury's right there at 11. And if this everything is right, then this is all a stressing sort of a, it's highly irritable energy towards all of this. You see? And that's domestic energy in his 6th house, like how we live. And this is group energy too here. But he's got Mars conjunct his south node in Aquarius. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna say this straight, especially for females. In a relationship with male energy, if somebody has Mars conjunct their south node and it's in Aquarius energy, I would not give that a second look. I just wouldn't. That's me. Um, I I I mean, it'd be different if the roles were you're going into, oh, I don't know, give somebody a sense of peace because they're really debilitated and they're in a really bad way or something where they're very vulnerable. That would be different. And maybe that's the case. I don't know. But if it isn't like that, I would, yeah, yeah. Me personally, I couldn't do it. And Zazu, I don't think you could either, actually, because I've seen, um, yeah, your chart is, I know you like the uniqueness and the alternative, the outside of the box kind of stuff, the very eccentric stuff. And this is absolutely this for sure. But domestic wise and living with this, that would be different. It's different. We can admire something you know, from a distance. But to do we're cohabitating, that would be a whole different thing. So, as far as the soul energy, holy shit, yeah. His chart reeks of the past. And a Scorpio moon, yeah, I couldn't live with that either. I'm just saying. There's, you know, Scorpio digs, drills, and penetrates energetically. I mean, it does do it physically too, but it does it with the mind, but it can also do it energetically. And so I often find that, and I have a lot of experience with Scorpio energy, and I have a lot of strong Scorpio energy in my chart. Um, there's like an invasion of not just my space, but my energetic privacy, even that happens. And it's invasive. And it can be it can be difficult. So, anyway, with all that said, that moon at 29 degrees screams the past, but it's also extreme energy. It's like critical point type of energy where decisions have to be made. And yeah, it gets it's a strong square with what other than Uranus. Shocks, surprise, disruptions. Um, this might be fun energy for youngsters. Do you, do you know what I'm saying? People who are like, yoo-hoo, like, yeah, life is exciting. Let's ride the bull type of thing and let's go for it. But even his Uranus screams of romantic partnerships that this person has soul history with. So, yeah, this chart is something else. Super intense, absolutely. And Zazu, I don't, yeah, yeah, extremely challenging, I'm sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. But for him in his chart, and a lot of folks have charts like that where they're just oozing of the past. And because it's so strong and it resonates so deeply, they're in a cycle of repetition. It's, karmic cycles, it's just repeating. I want everyone to understand this though too, that this year, like right now, from now until the end of this month, literally, this is a strong time from now to the end of the month where we're literally like cutting karmic ties, where we've kind of finishing up some soul stories type of stuff. And there's a fresh new beginning for 2026. And yes, it will come with challenges, but it will be new. It will be different. And so when people who are so connected to the past and where you resonated at one time, but that doesn't mean you haven't moved on, like energetically, like you may have, you're moving along on a different plane now. And so harmonic wise, you found out, yeah, there were some things that were great, but yeah, it was more a little challenging, no doubt. And so for people who are like that chart, it's hard. They don't know anything else. And when it comes to relationships, they're always going to have opportunities where they're meeting people where they already have these deep connections. The thing that and I've been saying this for the past year or two, like 2 years now, so many folks had been coming for readings with love. And it was all about with my partners from the past where they had these deep connections. And it was like, okay, we already ended it, but now they're coming back again. And it's like, we always feel like something that feels really familiar and where it has those nice moments of effortlessness where it just kind of happens. It's just kind of there's an ease to it, even though there are moments that it doesn't have that ease. But we always associate that with, oh, this is meant to be. And that is not true. It's not true. We can be brought together for 5 minutes, for 10 hours, for 15 years, or, a month. It doesn't, there can be powerful soul things that occur, but we always equate them with like, oh, it's happily ever after, forever type of stuff. Not always. So, yeah, we always feel like we're supposed to repeat, and so just don't let yourself go there. Yeah, I mean, you can just be like, yeah. But yeah, the people like that, and in a way, we all have a lot of that, you know. But his is steeped in it, like he's the tea bag just sitting in it. It's strong. It's very strong. It is, but as just remember, Frank, as Neptune sitting at the 29 degrees, right, and then it's going to burst through to Aries, and that's the end of the end. Is that Neptune at that 29 and the last minutes of it, the end of the end. So we just kind of coach ourselves through it, is the way I see it. Kind of way I had to coach myself through all these crazy tech crap of today. Yes. That's just it. Can we see it? Can we be like, oh, no, no, been there, done that, right? And that is what keeps that karmic, they talk about it, the hamster wheel. You just keep running on the hamster wheel. Can you jump off the hamster wheel? Sometimes that visual helps people. Sometimes it helps. All right, we're done. I'm done. My brain is fried. Absolutely fried between all the tech crap and Venus, where she's at. Like, yeah. Yep. It's challenged my brain, and my brain's like, like this damn software. When it messes stuff up, I'm like, oh no. So just so everybody knows, I'll repeat. This what is today? The 17th. So I think next week's the 24th, right? So it's well, I'll just do it like this. We have astrology classes the second Saturday of every month. Send me an email. Let me know if you want to get in on the astrology classes. They are affordable. They are priced to be affordable so that everybody can learn. The classes are done in a very friendly learning environment, regardless of, you know, what stage you're at. A lot of people who've been around astrology for a long time are like, "Oh, I don't need to do that because I did start right at step 1." But I feel like I have a ton of people that come to this channel who know a lot, but skipped right over a lot of the basics. I mean, they know the basics, but I think sometimes some of the stuff that's really easy, we just kind of coast right through. So I think it's helpful because then when we are looking at stuff and we're not sure, we're asking questions, making mistakes, whatever, if you just get a refresher on the basics. And so, like I said, it's super affordable. It's a great learning environment. And you just send me an email, let me know. It's the second Saturday of every month. And then the first and the third Saturday of every month, we're doing this. The last Saturday of every month, we do the same thing privately. It's a Zoom room. You got to send me an email if you want to do the private lives. Those are very small, intimate group. So if you want in on that, let me know. I'll let you know. I'll give you the details and we'll go from there. Those usually fill up quite fast. I think there's a couple spots left. I think I have a couple spots left as of right now. So that's it. I'm done. I got nothing else to say. I'm moving on up. I'm moving on up and floating out of this chair and going to pray to the tech goddess and be like, take care of all of my stuff. I want it working. Damn it. No more problems. But I know that's unrealistic. So, with that said, we're done. Everybody, thank you. And Donna, healing readings by Donna, thank you so much for doing what you did tonight. You didn't have to do that. That was so nice of you. She gifted the channel. She kept track of the chat for me. It was so nice. Oh my God, there's a lot of private chats going on. Holy crap. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Thank you for all your patience and your understanding. We will be back here. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to be next week at this time. My brain is fried. With that, I'm going. Bye. Have a good one. Take care.